Hi everybody, this is Kim. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about multi-apping. But before we get started, I wanted to ask you to please subscribe and don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Do you multi-app? Do you know what multi-apping even is? Multi-apping is using two apps at the same time. And I never thought I would do this actually, but I wanted to try it. So today was the perfect day. So I did Doordash and Grubhub at the same time. How did it go? How much did I make? Was it stressful? What do you think? Do you multi-app? I'm going to go through details of how it went. So I did this at lunchtime today. My last lunch block on Grubhub was dead. I mean, I got 2 offers in an hour and a half. So today I decided to multi-app. So I had DoorDash open while I was waiting for a Grubhub offer. 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock is the time frame, which is a typical lunchtime. I normally get, 2 to 3 deliveries done during that time frame, depending on how far I have to drive and how long I have to wait for restaurants and stuff like that. Anyway, so I had both apps turned on. DoorDash came through almost immediately. I got a double offer for Jersey Mike's and Chipotle, delivering about 4 miles away, and both homes were in the same neighborhood. They were actually just like one street apart from each other, and it was going to be $16.10 for the double. So I took it, and it took me about 20 to 25 minutes total to do the pickups and deliver the food, which is not bad. During the time that I was picking up and delivering, still not a peep from Grubhub, nothing. So I was glad that I did the DoorDash. Otherwise, I would have been sitting there all that time waiting for something to happen that wasn't going to happen. So I was driving back to where the restaurants are, so maybe I can get another DoorDash order. And as I start my car to head away from that second drop-off, I get a Grubhub delivery offer. Wow, I was so excited. But keep in mind, this is almost 30 minutes into the block, and this is my first offer from them, and I took it. So I drive to McDonald's to pick up the order. I had to wait a minute or two, and then headed off to deliver it. The house was pretty close. I think it was just like, I don't know, probably a mile and a half away. It took about 10 minutes total, and that paid me $9.84, which was good. That's a good amount. I don't normally get... McDonald's isn't normally that high. Usually it'll be, maybe $8.50, $8 or $8.50 for a, 2 or 3 mile delivery. So that was pretty good. So I think Grubhub pays more per delivery, but there just aren't as many deliveries. Anyway, so I went ahead and I did that. I also got a few DoorDash offers during that time, but they were small amounts. One was like $4.25 for 8 miles, and another one was like $5.50 for 6 miles. No, thank you. So anyways, I just continued on with the Grubhub delivery, and then after I delivered that Grubhub order and drove back to near where all the restaurants were, I did get another offer from Grubhub, but the restaurant and the customer were like 15 minutes away, so I declined it. I had to get back to work, and that would have taken too long. It was like $11 or so, the offer, which is good, but it would have literally taken me 15 minutes to drive to the restaurant, wait for the food, then drive 5 to 10 minutes to the customer, then 15 to 20 minutes back to, the area where I work. So it was definitely not worth the $11 that they offered. It was interesting because I don't know why Grubhub does that. I'm in one area And the first offer was in that area, and that was great. I don't know why they would send me so far out of that area where I was. I mean, it's all in the same, delivery zone, and maybe that's kind of how it works. You just agree to go anywhere in that whole big area. But from one end to the other, it could take, a good, probably a half hour to drive, maybe even more, from one edge to the next. So, anyways, I don't like that. I prefer DoorDash because they give you pickups in the area where you are, which makes a lot more sense. Anyways, so I declined that offer. And then just as I was going to close out both apps, I received a short DoorDash delivery, which I ended up taking. It was $8 for 3 miles from Taco Bell, which is pretty fast. Our Taco Bell is generally ready within a minute or two. So and it dropped off just like 3 blocks from my office, so that was perfect. Took me less than 10 minutes total. So I got 4 deliveries in under an hour, which is amazing. I mean, that's good. I don't normally do that many, so it was nice. It was good. So the multi-apping, DoorDash. Here's my ideas, just my conclusion, really. DoorDash gave me pretty consistent offers. I did decline a few, but I got 3 decent ones during the hour, which is normally what I get, 2 to 3 decent ones. I think DoorDash is just more popular around here, but many of the offers are really low. On any given day, I'll get, 3 or 4, $5 and under. Get a lot of grocery store offers, which I'm not going to do. There's also a Walgreens there where you have to do the shopping and then take it to the person. I'm not going to do that either because I'm doing this on my lunch hour. I don't want to waste the whole time shopping. I do DoorDash a lot during my lunchtime. I've never really had an issue getting at least one decent offer, and usually 2. So now my thoughts on Grubhub. I don't think as many people use Grubhub in this area. I only got 1 order for this actual area. I did get that second order, but it was in a totally different area. I'm glad I just didn't sit there and wait and hope for a delivery offer. I'm glad that I took the chance and did the multi-apping. DoorDash filled in the gaps well. I think Grubhub pays better. Their portion of my earnings is much higher than with DoorDash, but I get a lot more tips with DoorDash. So like a typical DoorDash payout is like $4 maybe, like $4.25, $3.50 for the delivery, and then over and above that there's tips. And I usually get pretty decent tips, but that's with DoorDash. And in Grubhub, the portion that Grubhub pays is the bulk of each offer. Like, I think I can't remember how much this one was, $9.80 something or whatever. Only $2 of that was a tip. So the rest of it, Grubhub paid. So I don't know, it's interesting. I don't know if Grubhub charges the customers a lot more, or if they take a lot more percentage from the restaurants, or if DoorDash is just very stingy and only gives us, a small percentage of what they're getting. Anyways, regardless, I think Grubhub is a great delivery service, and I like that it pays better, but there's not as many offers, and you have to drive a lot further. But the multi-apping was not as stressful as I thought it was going to be. Well, mainly because Grubhub was so slow. If they were sending me offers the whole time, it would have been very stressful. I would have just turned off the DoorDash if that was the case. Because DoorDash, I wasn't actually scheduled. I just hopped on. And Grubhub, I did reserve a block. So I would have, gave that one priority. But because it was so slow, I was easily able to do both at the same time. I would never, however, do a pickup and a delivery for both at the same time. Like, I would not mix them at the same time. I would only accept an offer from one at a time, because I just don't think it's good customer service to make one person wait, a really long time while I deliver for a different platform. Anyways, here's my totals for the lunchtime block. I had a total deliveries for 1 hour of 4. So I did 4 deliveries. My grand total was $33.94. That's awesome. Not bad for a lunchtime hour. multi-apping obviously helped. With DoorDash, I average about $8 to $9 per delivery typically during lunch, and there are days that I get a bunch of smaller orders or grocery delivery orders, like I said, and I just sit there declining away. So I appreciate the order from Grubhub. I think it was a generous offer, and it added to my total, definitely. So my consensus: I would never do this at night, meaning multi-apping. Both apps are pretty busy during dinner, and I think it would be way too stressful and too confusing. And I don't want to potentially make it so that the customers are not happy. I want to get the food to them as quickly as possible, and I just think it would be too hard to do with 2 different apps going at the same time. I know some people do 3, 4 apps at the same time. I think that's crazy. Anyways, I will only ever take an offer from one app at a time. Like I said, I hear about people taking one from one app and then another from another app, and I just think it'd be too confusing. And I think that the customers can also see you on the map, and if they see you going off in some crazy direction, they're going to wonder what you're doing. I believe DoorDash will let them know that the driver is delivering another order and not just messing around or driving all over the place with their food. But let me know if I'm wrong about that. This is all speculation. I don't really know for sure. So anyways, during slow times, I will definitely try this again. It was using them both together just filled the lunch hour with, decent offers, and I made a decent amount of money, so it was definitely worthwhile. Do you multi-app? Do you do it during slow times or all the time? I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if I said something incorrect during my video, please correct me. Let me know. If you have some tips for me or advice to help me do a better job, I would really appreciate that too. So put that all in the comment section below, and I will try to respond to every comment. And I appreciate you more than you know. So thanks for listening.